Greetings and thank you for tuning in to MCG Wellness YOU, a wellness journey platform to educate, influence, inspire, and motivate you to a happier and healthier life. We are here to benefit your body, soul, and spirit, assisting you along your You journey. Join us as we explore the many avenues along this journey to self-care, self-love, lifestyles, adventures, health, wellness, finance, credit, and so much more. We are all about the total package of you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this segment. Happy listening. Be well. Disclaimer alert. Please be advised that the information that you're about to listen to is simply here for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only, and not to be considered or taken as legal, medical, or professional advice. Okay, y'all, I have a serious question for you today. I need some help in understanding and getting an answer to this question. A question that has stood out in my head long enough. So I gotta get it out there. I just have to ask. Okay, I hear you saying ask the question already. So let me ask. Have you pushed someone today? I said what I said. So let me say that again. Have you pushed someone today? The word push has two meanings. Moving something away from you or moving something from its current position. Well, I'm looking at the latter of those two. Moving something or someone from its current position or situation. When it comes to our many areas of our life, we sometimes get stuck or complacent, don't want to do anything, not wanting to move forward, not wanting to get up, not wanting to get out, ready to throw in the towel and give up and just quit. Well, maybe you do not have this problem, but is there someone in your circle or in your current presence who does have this problem? They're at the point of breaking and ready to give up, ready to stop, ready to quit. So let me ask, what have you done to help them? What are you doing to help them? Have you pushed someone today? Spiritually, when we think of the word push, you always hear somebody immediately say, pray until something happens, pray until something happens, pray until something happens. Cool. I don't dispute that. I agree. Pray until something happens. But while you're praying or while they are praying, sometimes we get discouraged waiting for that something to happen. And while I'm not saying stop praying, no, pray. But I am saying push. Be encouraged. Encourage yourself or encourage someone else to get past that place that you're stuck in. Just being able to move forward and continue. It's not always easy to encourage ourselves. No. So it's good to have those around us who can encourage us and move us forward so we don't become stale, complacent, and stuck. But we also have to be an encouragement to someone else. We have to do the pushing as well as receiving the pushing. Just my opinion. Think about it. Okay, look at the scenario of childbirth. What is the first thing the doctor says to the mom when it's time for that baby to come? You guessed it. He tells her to push. What if she never pushed? That birth would have never happened. So it appears that there has to be a push in order to birth that which was in her. Do you hear me? There has to be a push in order for something else at another level to come forward. I hope you're understanding, getting what I'm saying. I'm sure you are. But be encouraged. That push has to be you encouraging someone else, moving them, birthing them into their next level of what has already been predestined and ordained in them. It's a wonderful thing when that birth comes, but that push had to happen before the birth. So just know there is a push before every birth, whether it's a physical, natural birth from mom to baby, or whether it's a spiritual birth of you and others who have creativity, who have strength, knowledge, who have wisdom, who have projects. Birthing of those things, it still required a push. We got to push others as well as pushing ourselves to get to that place where something happens that moves us further than where we are. I like to share with you a couple other examples. Look at the athlete. The athlete pushes and pushes to be all that they can be, all that they can do in their skill, in their position, in whatever role they play, in whatever sport they play. However, if they get to a point where they're slack in their position, they have the coach. The coach is there to reel them back in and get them jump started again. That coach gives that push to that athlete to move further, to do more, to come together and make this thing even bigger than it is, because they are pushing that individual athlete. They're pushing the entire team to success for the entire team. Okay, well, let's look at nature. When you look at nature, let's look at the geese flying in V formation. When they're flying in that V formation, they're conserving their energy individually. Each bird flies slightly above the bird in front of them, resulting in a reduction of wind resistance. So individually, they have less energy they have to exert, but as a team, all of them together are pushing the whole formation forward. Okay, so when you hear the geese honking, what's going on? Well, the honking is coming from the geese that are behind, because the geese that is in front, their wingspan is what's driving the whole flock. And if they lose their lift, then the whole formation is going to fall. So those geese behind are honking, pushing, encouraging the geese in front of them to keep up your speed, because if you keep up your speed, my speed will stay up. So they're encouraging and pushing from behind with the honking. And in the V formation and with the geese, they change positions. So when that geese that's up front gets tired, they'll change positions to the next one to move forward. But the honking, that loud noise that they're doing, is pushing that formation forward. It's an awesome thing to see. I love nature, so I love watching it. I love seeing it. And I just ask you to take a minute to watch them. And this time when you're watching them, you're watching with the new perspective on what exactly all that noise is. So again, I'm asking you, take the time to honk, be that geese, be that part of that V formation for someone else, and encouraging them and getting them to move forward. There's so many other examples that I could share, that I could pull, but I want you to be an example. I want you to be able to come back and tell me about your experience of pushing somebody today in a good way. But before I close this segment, I just want to talk to you about one more example. This is an example of a childhood favorite tale that's been told so many times, so many different versions. When I was smaller and growing up, I'm sure you heard the story. I'm sure you've shared it with your children, your grandchildren. If you haven't, I advise you to go read this story again, or read it for the first time and enjoy the enjoy what's there, what's being unfolded. Well, the story that I'm referring to is the little engine that could. The little engine. For those of you who don't know, and those of you do, I'm just going to summarize a little bit about this little engine. There was a little engine whose main job was basically just to stay around the station yard and do little jobs because he was a small engine. Well, a long train full of many cars broke down. The engine broke down and needed an engine to take it across the mountain. Well, this train asked several of the larger locomotives, larger engines, to help it get across the mountain. And for some reason or another, they all declined. So he asked the little engine, and without hesitation, the little engine says, "I will try." Very positive, "I will try." So he hooked up to the long train and began to move the train over the mountain while repeating the motto, the affirmation, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." I think I can has stood out to everyone so much that it was an encouragement for the little engine, encouraging himself, knowing that I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, or I can try to do it. I think I can, I think I can. Well, this is just Terry's spin on it. You guys can dispute me if you want, but as that little engine was pulling that big train over the mountain, I could just imagine that big train was also giving that little engine a push. So every time that little engine would say, "I think I can," that train was saying, "I know you can. I know you can. I know you can." And that was the push, giving that little engine just that much more energy to do the job. So again, do I have some big trains out there who are ready to push those little engines to the next level, to that next place in their life? Don't allow yourself to be stuck, and don't allow others to be stuck. Again, I asked you, I invite you, I encourage you. Encourage yourself, of course, yes. However, surround yourself with an influential circle of friends, associates who also can be there to encourage you. Not that you're looking for it, but if you begin to encourage, begin to push others who are around you in your influence in every aspect of their life where they are stuck or stale, the same thing will come back to you when it's needed. Just in that moment when you get on your last little stunt and you can't move any further, that person will come with that push that you need. So let's start today. So if I ask you that question again, have you pushed someone today? You'll be able to tell me yes, knowing that push was a good push. Hopefully you enjoyed this segment and me ranting on about pushing. But I know that it's very important. I know that it's very needed in these days and times. So go push somebody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with me. Happy listening. Be well. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.